Okay, on to another Eddie Barrows page. Here's this is a recent Action Comics. It's from issue number 1059, and it's page 5. It's inked by Iber Ferrer. Okay, so again, they're using um, the traditional blue line pencil in this case. You can see here where it looks like Iber actually chose to do the fingers a little bit differently than maybe Eddie had originally defined. So a little creative license there by Iber. There's a lot of blue that's visible in Superman's body and face here. So I think because they were probably under deadline, and actually over here you can actually see a whole arm back here that had the sword, and Iber, I guess, chose some editorial decision was made to choose to remove that arm. I'm not sure if it was by Iber. But yeah, this is kind of going back to, the old traditional style, old school, where, they were using the blue line pencils. And I do know that a lot of times Eddie doesn't even use blue lines. He'll use a regular pencil, and then Iber is he's more true to the pencils afterwards because he'll ink right over them. Because I have other pieces by them where you really can't see the pencil underneath it. Again, they did, I think it was 3 issues here of 3 recent issues of Action Comics, and they're probably under a deadline. So essentially, you got Eddie, working this as quick as he can, and then Iber making some decisions on what to maybe change on there. Okay, so kind of interesting to see because you don't see it too much, and it's because these guys are working close together with each other that they everything gets done on the same page, which is kind of neat. It's like what I prefer. Okay. Then also I got another pencil drawing. This one's from Teen Titans number 43, and it's funny is I didn't look this one up. I think Jesus Marino is the artist on this, and again he's gone back to using blue line pencils for the shape and the initial layout of Batman, and then he's gone in there and done a very tight Batman drawing on this. Okay, I only have the pencil. I'm not sure who did the inks. I don't have the book itself, but some really nice pencils with a blue pencil. And sometimes artists even go in there and they'll use a red pencil, just as we saw Eddie Barrows do earlier. Um, this is a red pencil done on a recent issue of Batman number 134. I didn't put my tag on here for my artist, so I've forgotten his name. But again, because this is going to be done digitally, they can still filter out the red, because traditionally red would show up as black if you're just shooting it in a camera. But because they're doing it digitally, they can essentially, just, kind of ignore it. And he's using the red lines to, to define like perspective and such. So he's I know that they have that. I think they call it a vanishing point. In this case, it must be way up here for this area. But I'm not sure why he used red instead of blue. I guess it's some kind of preference he has. But then so then he went with a normal pencil over top of that, and that will eventually be the what gets finally inked. Okay, so it's just a variation on pencils that are essentially being used just to structure an image. Okay, I've got a Superman and Lois issue 1 page here. This is a blue line inks page. Okay, and you don't see any blue lines on it at all. It's I got this from Norm Rapman. It's over Tom Grummett pencils. I mean, again, it's a blue line inks. So I'm not sure if he did it light boxed it, because I don't see anything printed underneath that. So it's really clean, really nice done, very detailed job by Norm. Real beautiful page. But I did, the pencil is available for this, and I just prefer the ink. I don't want to shell out the money for the pencil. So I was like, okay, I'm fine having just the ink page. Speaking of another inker, I just wanted one of his Superman inks. This is a Blue Line of Brett Breeding over Ron Friend's Blue Line pencils. Okay, and again, Brett is so true to the pencils, you can barely even see the blue line underneath it, but it is underneath there. You can see it where he chose a different line for, I think this is a plane that Superman and Supergirl are holding up. But other than that, he's pretty much, there's a little bit, you can see in his knees here. Not too much else, a little bit over here in his elbow. But, you know, Brett's just got such a nice line with that that ink pen that he's using there. I wanted an example of that, so that's why I got that Blue Line page. And then I got this, another Iber Ferreira page. This is a Blue Line ink page also. So in another case where like the blue lines underneath kind of like add like a tone to the image. And Iber, as is typical of him, he's doing all this cross hatching, a lot of detailed stuff. So I just really love this page. It didn't matter to me that it was a Blue Line ink page. You know, it was just nice looking. And another one too from Vicente Cifuentes. Okay. So I'm not sure if this is over Ardian Syaf. I'm not sure if that's how you can say his name, or Jason Fabok. It actually looks more like Jason Fabok to me. It's from Superman Batman number 70 from the first series, and it's just a really striking image. You can see the blue underneath the inks on here, but again, it's very evenly done, very detailed, true to the art. And it just adds that slight color to it, like a duotone, let's call it. Okay, so when it comes to Blue Line pencils, it depends upon your preference and if you like the page and what's available. If the artist, if he only does digital, one artist is doing it all, it's sort of like Jeff Lemire does, where he does his entire book. He does, you know, the writing, the penciling, and the inking, and he happens to do the penciling digitally. I mean, that's what you're going to get. The final page, it is what it is. It's a Blue Line inked page, and that's it. So if you want a representative page from that artist, then you need to go that direction. Sometimes, like I said before, it's also hard to tell what's what. Like, are there Blue Line, are there pencils underneath that, or is it a Blue Line printed page that's just inked over? You know, so you're gonna have to depend upon the person you're buying it from, whether it be the artist to tell you that. Like in Norm Rapman's case, I asked him. I said, "Is this Blue Line pencils?" Or, you know, he says, "Yeah." He says the original pencils are not underneath that. He told me, and I was like, fine with it because it just looks so great. But yeah, so it's a lot of it has to do with preference. Most collectors like myself, I think, like to collect, like they like to have the pencils and the inks on the same page. You know, the way it was done way back when. But that's becoming less and less normal. I mean, they're not available so much that way anymore. So you're gonna, you know, it's a matter of do you want to go that route, or are you gonna stick to your guns and only collect original pencils and inks, and then you're gonna have a very limited field to choose from. Okay, so I hope I was able to kind of clear up the differences and how to distinguish between Blue Line ink pages and not. Hopefully I didn't make you more confused. But thank you for watching my comic art channel, and I look forward to doing more educational videos, and hopefully you guys liked it. Let me know if you liked it, and if not, I'll stop. Okay, bye.